All right, everybody, good late afternoon. It is that time once again. For the first time this whole season, we've got an actual concrete injury report for a Seahawks game. The preseason, obviously, players are hurt. Some players don't play in certain games, but you don't really get the injury report the way you do in the regular season. So, for all intents and purposes, this is the first injury report of the 2025 season. So let's take a look here. Nemhauser has it. I saw it on several other pages as well, but he was the first one I saw it from. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll start with the Seahawks, and then we'll move to the Niners side of the table, although it should be said that the Niners have a lot more going on here than the Seahawks. So we'll be pretty quick here. Please like this video, subscribe if you're new, click the bell for notifications, become a channel member for $2 a month. Those are the best ways to support the channel. Okay, so Seattle Seahawks injury report for today. They did practice today. I don't know how thorough of a practice it was, but we did get some information. So obviously only going to be for Wednesday because Wednesday's the only day of practice we've had this week that has an injury report. We have 4 players limited and 1 player practicing in full. Now, generally speaking, if you're limited in practice on Wednesday, that means you are going to be good to go for the game. That may not be the case here, though. And we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. But first, you have Torrey Horton, full participant with the ankle injury. I have every reason to believe he'll be good to go. Obviously, if you're a full participant on Wednesday, then it would be very strange if you couldn't play in the game on Sunday. But other than that, let's go case by case here. So Jake Bobo, concussion, limited participation. Now, that's a good sign, but it is still entirely possible that the concussion keeps him out. Concussions tend to have there's a certain window of things that you can do even shortly after a concussion, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have access to all the things you need to do to actually play in a real NFL game. So, I don't know. Bobo suffered the concussion. It's coming up on 2 weeks ago now, right? By the time we get to Sunday, it'll have been 2 weeks since the concussion. So, therefore, that would be indicative of him being able to play. But sometimes concussions take a little bit longer. And we can survive without Jake Bobo for 1 game, I think, especially if we have Horton, who is the number 3 receiver. So that one could go either way. Also, potentially going either way would be the next guy here, Uchenna Nwosu. He checks in with the knee injury. He was limited today, and usually that would be a very good sign, and don't get me wrong, it is, but limited is vague. What did he actually do? Did he do warm-ups on the sideline and that's it? That seems to be the case. And I think there is still an expectation that Nwosu will not play this week. This is definitely better than we were expecting. I still would not expect Nwosu to necessarily play this week. I don't know if we feel like we need to have him out there. I think we're trying to play it safe with him. McDonald was asked about Nwosu earlier today, and he basically said, we're going to let things play out naturally, and we don't really have a firm timetable yet, so I don't know. Doesn't feel like Nwosu is going to actually play. That's the sense I'm getting. Him being limited at this point is really good, though. So I'm not completely counting him out, and nobody should. Before we go any further into this video, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. Have you heard about the app, the Sleeper app? Download it. I'm going to let you in on a little something now. It's more than just a platform for fantasy leagues. Yes, this year, millions of users enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but there is so much more to this app. There are live stats, real-time updates, and visualizations on all stats. News feed is lightning fast. You get updates on your favorite players and teams. There is a chat you can use in real time to engage with other users about plays and performances. All kinds of fun stuff like that over there. So download the Sleeper app, the #1 sports app today. Experience it yourself. Use promo code SBN to get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. SBN promo code. Back to the video. All right, we have 2 other players listed as limited today. To my knowledge, there's nothing going on here that should really keep them out. Cody White, wide receiver with the shoulder injury, limited, and Derek Young, hamstring injury, limited. Now, I would expect both those guys to be fine, but it is worth noting that on a team with 6 wide receivers, 4 of them have showed up on this report. Now, Horton should be fine. If he's already full on Wednesday, it's hard to imagine anything else. But it is worth noting that wide receivers 4, 5, and 6 are limited. Could be something going on there. Could be something to watch for. This is not a team that will necessarily lean super heavily on their receivers anyway, but guys like Horton, apparently Bobo, Derek Young, Cody White, those are key special teamers. So if those guys aren't ready for game day, look for some practice squad elevations. All right. That's the Seahawks side of things. Let's go to the Niners. Now, the Niners didn't have a full practice today, so everything is an estimate on their side. But you can see their list is much longer. Now, mostly their list is players that were full participants. And if they're full participants today, again, shouldn't be a problem. That doesn't mean they're going to be 100%, but it's football. Whoever really is 100%. Well, if you're ever going to be 100%, it would probably be week 1. But Ben Barshk was a full participant today. Kalia Davis, full participant today. And look, you're going to see a player like a Kalia Davis and think, oh, that's not that important. But for that Niners team that is as thin up front as they are, everything is a big deal when it comes to having a player versus not having a player. Isaac Garendo, the running back, full participant, so he's gotten himself ready for football in time here, it looks like. Bryce Huff, defensive end with the ankle injury, full participant. Mac Jones, full participant, not that that really matters too much, but he's okay. Sam Okuayinonu, wow, that's a tricky one right there. Sam Okuayinonu, wow, glad he's not on my team. But full participant there. Jason Pinnock, safety, heel, but full participant. Upton Stout was a full participant. He was kind of up in the air in the lead up to this game. CJ West, full participant, defensive tackle. Michael Williams was a full participant. So a lot of these players are just being listed kind of more for clerical purposes than actual risk of not being able to play. So I would say that all those guys are going to be fine. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to be negatively affected by the injury in some way, shape, or form, but again, it's football we're talking about here. All right. We also have some limited participants, and these guys, again, typically you expect them to be okay for the game if they're limited on Wednesday. But we got Jordan James, another backup running back, limited participation. Jawan Jennings, this is kind of a big one for them. Wide receiver, limited with the calf injury. They expect him to play, but it is worth monitoring. Dominic Pooney, that's a big one right there. And if they do have him for game day, then they got pretty lucky because it wasn't looking great for them at one point when he initially got hurt. But he was limited today, so that's certainly a vote of confidence that he will be out there for week 1. And also, Trent Williams did not participate. It should be noted that has nothing to do with an injury. He's just very, very old, and they're protecting him. He doesn't need to practice every day. So nothing to really be concerned about there as a 49er. So what is actually of concern here? Let's take a look. Grossmatos did not participate today with a knee injury, and we've known that he's had some problems throughout camp. So that is certainly something that could matter on game day. He may not be available for the 49ers. So Grossmatos, who knows? We also did not participate on Jordan Watkins. And again, normally that wouldn't matter that much, but the Niners receiver situation is not what they want it to be. So a guy like Watkins might matter a little bit. And that's actually it. So even though the list is long, it's really not that bad. But we'll know more in a couple of days here. But that is your first injury report of the year for the Seattle Seahawks. As you can see, we're better off than the other team, but neither team is particularly unhappy, especially the Niners. The Niners, with all the injury issues they had in the weeks leading up to this game, you have to say that if they were to know that their injury report on Wednesday before the game would be this, they would probably say, hey, we moved the right way pretty quickly. All right. So that's it for this video. I will be seeing you guys. I'll be streaming tonight on Twitch. We're going to be doing, I think we're going to be doing Pikmin, which I've never really played before. So that'll be fun. Come check that out if you want to. Might do Banjo-Kazooie instead. We'll find out later. But yeah, come watch that. Oh, yeah. And I am doing my Calorie Mate test tasting on stream tonight as well to kind of send off the Metal Gear Solid Marathon. I meant to do it yesterday, didn't get a chance to. We're definitely going to do it tonight. So if you want to come watch me eat Calorie Mates on stream, check it out. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. There's your injury report. Let me know what you think down below. And let's get to this game, man.